Hi, this is Nnamdi, your host in African Viewpoint. Thank you for watching. Today I'm featuring the compilation of the reactions of Venezuelans after the news broke out that their president had been arrested. So you know that if you have not been listening, or you are just kind of a passive somebody that don't really go deep or dive deeply into what is happening or what the narratives are, you will be hearing the loudest how bad it was, how bad this move was by Donald Trump to arrest the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. The few always speak the few are always the loudest, but the majority silent are there, acknowledging that this is a very good move. At least it is refreshing to know that they have been saved from the shackle of dictatorship. But the leftists in America and Democrats are protesting on the street, protesting on behalf of even the Venezuelans, trying to kind of lecture the Venezuelans why this move was wrong, and they are protesting for the release of this man. So I'm going to show you the video and some reactions by Venezuelans towards this type of narrative by the Democrats. So this is what this video is all about. The celebratory moments when they first heard the news. You can only imagine how these people felt and how they reacted. Even dogs, even their dogs were rejoicing. Even the dogs were sensitive enough to know that something big happened and something very significant. So without no further ado, I'm going to show you this video. It's going to play on, and then after it, we'll come back and we'll wrap up. But before we do so, I always say, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, like and share, and click the notification bell there, because this is the only way that this channel is going to be pushed forward. I need your subscription. I need your support by subscribing. It's not going to cost you anything. Just subscribe, like and share it as well, so that many other people will also see what is going on. All right, without no further ado, let's watch it.
Monologues about violations of international law, while the producers behind the scenes are Googling what that means. And obviously Russian calling this a violation of sovereignty is like a burglar calling the police and saying his crowbar has been stolen. And this outrage isn't because they care about Venezuela, it's because it hits Putin directly. And to understand why, we have to go back to 2018. In 2018, Nicolas Maduro lost the election, and basically all international governments refused to accept it. But Moscow did. And this showed a pivot when Putin decided Venezuela is worth propping up at a real cost. Because Putin doesn't back losers unless he's buying something. And from that moment on, Russia deepened its support in four main ways: money, security, weapons, and political projection. Let's start with money and oil. Rosneft, which is a state oil giant in Russia, poured $9 billion into Venezuela over a 9-year period. And they did it through years of loans. And that money, it wasn't charity, it was leverage. Those loans were very often repaid in oil. And that ties Venezuela's production directly to Russian interests. And that gave Russia access to crude flows even under sanctions pressure. Venezuela already had Russian military equipment, but after 2018, that increased dramatically. Advanced air defense systems like the S-300 started appearing all across Venezuela. Training, maintenance, and Russian personnel became part of that ecosystem. Wagner started showing up in Caracas. And all this matters because military and air defense isn't just symbolic, it's regime survival infrastructure. But this is a pattern, and it fits what we've seen in Syria, Africa, and other parts of the world where Russia has been meddling. You don't send PMCs to win hearts and minds, you send them to keep regimes upright. And some would argue this is the most important point: money. After 2018, a huge amount of the central bank's gold reserves were moved to Moscow. And this is the moment that Russia became one of Maduro's last financial lifelines. But this is also 101 what Russia does. They look for dictatorships, states that are isolated, like the Assad regime. They back them up, they prop them up, they give them everything they want, and they use them as political leverage. And what Russia was doing with Venezuela was giving them an anchor in the Western Hemisphere, and that anchor is now gone. So again, Russia was using Venezuela as one of its strongholds, exactly like the Assad regime and exactly like Iran. But the third and most symbolic reason for Russia having a foothold in that region was a propaganda trophy. So Putin is starting 2026 with a disaster. Last year, Assad fallen. This year, he loses Venezuela. And it looks like things are destabilizing in Iran. And if Iran falls, that's basically the bingo card for Russia's isolation. And again, losing Syria wasn't just losing a friend, it was also losing the Tartus, the last warm sea port that the Russian fleet could use to access places like the Mediterranean. So again, for Putin, this is a nightmare sequence. The Middle East slipping, Latin America slipping, partners unstable, basically what imperial overreach looks like when money runs out. And looking forward at 2026, Russia is fighting a grinding war in this country. Burning reserves, losing influence, dictators they backed are falling, cash pipelines are closing, oil refineries are being hit, the shadow fleet is being hit, and the myth that Putin sells that Russia is unstoppable, inevitable, and everywhere is cracking. And nothing scares the Kremlin more than precedent, because if Maduro can fall, others can fall too. So that's how it looks for Russia right now, basically a total disaster. But I also want to talk about what it looks like inside Venezuela. Basically every video I've seen in the last couple of days have been of jubilation, of people celebrating in the streets. So I decided to reach out to actual Venezuelans and get their opinion of what they think this means for their country, what the future looks like, and what they hope to see. So right now I'm about to speak to Laura. She's Venezuelan. She is a travel influencer, but she's been very vocal about what's happened in the last few hours.
It's incredible that people still criticize what has been done. I mean, finally someone has done something, whether you like it more or less, well, but finally someone is doing something. And I ask all these people who tell me, welcome to colonialism. It's just that this shouldn't be done like this by force. I don't know what. Well, how would you have done it? Explain to me, how would you have done it? Don't tell me what you wouldn't do. Tell me what you would have done. Then they run out of arguments and tell me, no, I'm not going to argue. No, I'm not going to argue with you because I have a career. I don't know what else. Excuse me. I mean, what does it matter that you have degrees? I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, if we do something, why do we do it? If we do it, why do we do it? If we don't do it, why don't we do it? What would you have done? You would have done nothing. And so we've been together for 27 years, huh? So the Venezuelan people are super happy with what is happening. And that is the only thing that matters.
Thanks for joining me, Laura. So you mentioned that what you've seen on Western media and social media doesn't reflect what Venezuelans actually feel right now, or people inside the country and what their lived experience has been. You've said it's frustrating watching non-Venezuelans defend or explain a system that Venezuelans themselves have had to survive. But the first thing I want to ask you is, what was your immediate reaction when you found out the news?
I'm so happy. I'm more happy than if I had won like 6,000 euros. I promise. And talking bad about the government, because I always say the truth in my videos, I cannot go to Venezuela because it's the same. So for me, it's difficult to go to Venezuela if Maduro is governing. So I was very happy to know that he's not there and I can travel to Venezuela, and I have many Venezuelan people following me. Yeah, it's the same like in Cuba. They cannot talk about anything. They want to complain about the government. They cannot, and they are sent to jail. And many people are going out of Venezuela to other countries just to be free and speak clearly as you and me are talking now. So they cannot do that. And they have their family. You go out of your country, but you still have your family there, and you cannot go back and you cannot see your family. So apart from that, there's no freedom at the time of buying things. Everything is controlled. Money is controlled. People are earning like $3 a month. So it's really, really crazy. You go to a supermarket and you can find anything. It's not that I'm supporting Trump, everything he does, because I'm not, but I'm very happy with this. He did because of Venezuelans. Venezuelans now are very, very happy. I don't know any Venezuelan person who is not happy, who is not happy with the situation.
Looking ahead, what do you actually hope for the future in Venezuela?
I hope to see Maria Corina, the one who won the elections. Edmundo won it, but Maria Corina is the one governor. So I hope to see her governing Venezuela, which is what Venezuelans want, because they voted for her. But in the end, Maduro took the government and stole the elections. So I hope to see a free Venezuela like Spain is, and do what they
Okay, so this is really interesting. This woman just gave the real insight. And at the beginning of this interview, she said something about um, this left is telling the Venezuelan people that it shouldn't have been so. It shouldn't have been done so. That Donald Trump shouldn't have gone into Venezuela and just arrest him like that. Then he asked him, "Okay, stop telling me what he shouldn't have done. Tell me what he should have done, or what you could do, or what you will do that is better than what he did." And they will run out of answer and they will run out of argument, and now they will find a way to escape arguing that because they know they have no argument and they are going to do nothing. They will just want you to, they just expect the Venezuelan people to stay like that and just continue enduring the hardship that comes with this bad government. So just all in the name of democracy and in the name of sovereignty. So before, let's go and skip also and watch the other compilation now.
I'm Venezuelan, and let me tell you something. This is the happiest day of my life. They have massacred us, intimidated us, humiliated us. And today we finally recover hope. It's been 25 years of dictatorship. How can you defend that? They have forced more than 8 million Venezuelans to flee the country, including me. And I'm not going to let anyone to tell me that this is not good for us. This is the best thing that could happen to Venezuela. This is what all Venezuelans want.
It's 4:30 in the morning. Let's go wake up my husband and tell him that Nicolas Maduro was captured by the United States. Joel. Joel. Amor.
Sí, amor.
Capturaron a Nicolas Maduro.
¿Eh?
Capturaron a Nicolas Maduro.
Mentira.
No.
Eso es jodiendo, no capturaron nada. Mentira.
Joel, ¿qué hago yo levantándote a las 5 de la mañana diciéndote esto?
Eso es mentira. Sufran, coño, que sufran. Celebrar, coño, celebrar la libertad, coño, la libertad. Gracias a Estados Unidos. Dios mío, qué notición, qué noticia. Mira aquí.
Te dije.
Ahora vienen los cabrones estos, ahora que vengan estos ahora, están cagados. Cagados están.
Cuba, que es un acto criminal.
Acto criminal es lo que tienen con ellos, no tenían con los venezolanos. Eso es un acto criminal. Es un día emocionante, en muchos sentidos. Agarraron a Maduro.
No me digas.
Te lo juro.
No.
Te lo juro.
No me digas eso.
Sí, lo agarraron. Qué rico, flaca.
A ver.
¿Viste?
¿Qué es esto?
Lo agarraron a él.
Apaga, mi amor.
Ah, coño.
Agarraron a Maduro y...
Te digo bye bye, chao sayonara.
Por fin pasó.
A message to my English speaking friends, because I'm already seeing people are organizing protests, hands off Venezuela, let's defend Maduro, we love dictators. Do not for a moment let your hatred and disdain for Donald Trump, an unsavory character, have you defending the dictator of my country that was destroyed by him and Chavez and their system 20 years ago. We Venezuelans are very, very happy that our dictator has been arrested, removed, and will be put through a trial. It's the first time we're seeing justice in 26 years. Now let's hope that they get the rest of the criminals out of Venezuela, and then we can return home.
So I hope the protesters heard what she said. Take your hands off Venezuelan issue. and they are tired and sick and tired of hearing them lecturing them about Venezuela, even though they are not Venezuelans and they don't know anything about Venezuela.
Milagro, gracias por ser bueno con nosotros, hermanos venezolanos. Espero que hayamos aprendido la lección, que seamos más humildes,
Look at
que
how
seamos más
emotional that
personas,
these people are.
que seamos más hermanos. Dios es grande y maravilloso. Volveremos.
¿Cuántos venezolanos vamos a querer volver otra vez?
Venezuela es grande y va a resucitar entre las cenizas porque así Dios lo decretó. Viva Venezuela, viva el pueblo venezolano y vivan todos los países que nos acogieron en ese momento más difícil. Que Dios lo bendiga a todas las nacionalidades que nos abrieron sus puertas. Gracias, nosotros agradecidos con España 100% porque nos abrió sus puertas, pero gracias a Chile, gracias a Estados Unidos, gracias a México, gracias a Ecuador, gracias a todos los países, los amamos.
Y gracias a todos por Venezuela.
Amén, que viva Venezuela.
Buenos días, capturaron a Maduro.
Mentira.
Señores, Maduro y su esposa han sido capturados. Nicolás Maduro y Sidita fueron capturados. Señores, Maduro, se va a capturar a Maduro, viejo.
Mami. Buenos días, capturaron a Maduro.
Hola, mi amor.
Mentira.
Amor, sacaron a Maduro.
Mentira.
Ay, bendito sea el Señor. Ay, Dios mío, gracias. Gracias, Dios mío, gracias.
Nelson. Capturaron a Maduro. Capturaron a Maduro.
¿Es verdad?
Ya.
El diablo, espérate, me van a matar.
No te lo puedo creer, esto es increíble.
Bola.
No lo puedo creer. Dios mío, gracias.
Ay.
Gracias.
I did not vote for Trump. Not that I was excited to vote for Kamala, but I did. But what I have done is facilitate food, medicine, basic essentials for children in Venezuela for over 10 years. I have developed close relationships with families there, with mothers there who have watched their children die because you cannot imagine the conditions in Venezuela. You cannot imagine parents unable to get the basic essentials for their children. I've spoke to families, to mothers who watch their children die on the floors of their home. You cannot imagine. I've been posting about Maduro and the state of Venezuela for a very long time, over 10 years. So before you sit and criticize, and I can't pretend to know how this will impact America. I'm honestly just so focused on the relief I feel for the people of Venezuela. So before you want to politicize this and make this a Trump thing, look into the conditions and the quality of life for how people have been surviving and living in Venezuela. Venezuela is not occupied today. Venezuela is liberated today. Truly, learn about it, read about it. Again, I am not saying that this isn't for the oil, all that. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it's truly sinister. But for the people of Venezuela today, this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
If you are not from Venezuela, you better shut the fuck up. I've seen a lot of videos of gringos trying to explain Venezuela to Venezuelans. You don't even know the difference between Venezuela and Mexico. You can't even point Venezuela in a fucking map. You don't know what is to live in starvation. You never saw a family member dying because you didn't have the medication, while the members of the Chavismo are walking with Rolex in their hands. Do you want to know how many people died trying to come to America, going through a jungle? Do you want to know how many women were raped there? We are 8 million of Venezuelans who have left Venezuela. You don't know what is to live like that. You are too freaking busy eating your Starbucks with almond milk, you motherfucker. I have a question for you guys. Where were you when they were killing us? Where were you when they were killing students who didn't have any weapons? You were too freaking busy drinking your Starbucks with oat milk. So you better shut the fuck up and take Venezuela out of your filthy mouth.
To all my American
Period. I hope the liberals and the never Trumpers and those that are just politicizing things to make Trump look bad instead of giving him the credit. He's never perfect. No one knows how this is going to end, but we should all be praying and be on the same page that hopefully that everything is going to turn out good for the Venezuelan people and even the American people that went in and did this. So I hope you liberals got the message, got the memo. She tell you to stay away.
friends. Today, Venezuelans woke up to the best news we've received in decades. I confess that this morning I couldn't fully understand my own feelings as I read the news. Seeing bombs and explosions in my country was something I never imagined I would witness, and it was hard to believe. But it was real. The United States was military entering our capital, Caracas, and capturing the tyrant Nicolas Maduro. I want to thank you on behalf of my family and the Venezuelan people, because it was your President Donald Trump, your government, and your country that made possible what we couldn't, capturing the dictator Maduro and bringing him to justice. For many years we tried, truly, we tried, but we always knew that without the military help of a larger and more powerful force, we would never succeed. Elections in our country were always a circus, a show, but the greatest country in the world decided to act and carried out what might be the most decisive military operation of our lifetimes. Nicolas Maduro is now in the hands of justice, and the United States will run our country until a trustworthy transition takes place. I gotta be honest with you, I never thought Venezuela would become the 51st state before Puerto Rico, Canada, and Greenland. 2025 was difficult for us, especially for those living in the US. The narrative about Venezuela was that we are a narco state that sent criminals and mentally ill people to America. 2026 begins completely differently, and I couldn't feel more at peace or more grateful. God bless America and free Venezuela from socialism. Thank you so much.
So he just said it. He just said it. The Venezuelan. He just said that literally or technically that Venezuela has become the 51st state. That it has become the 54th state of America, first before Canada and Mexico. So that's it. All right, now that we have said it, these people are insane. They have nothing to offer. When I say these people, I don't mean the Venezuelans. I mean the protesters, the naysayers, the doom whatever predictors, the doomsayers, the people that always wish and feel and believe that this is not going to amount to anything. I pray for the Venezuelan people that they are free, that this is going to be the beginning of the end of their suffering and the beginning of the end of them trying to, get away from their country to another country because their country is not so livable and their country is not accommodating them. So I hope that this is going to turn out at the end of the day that they also shall be the beneficiaries of this action. So what say you? Do you have anything to say? If you have any comment, please put it in the comment section below. Like I share again and click the notification bell so that anytime I release another video, you will be one of those to receive it. Thank you for watching and see you in my next one. Bye bye and stay safe.